seems the builds these players seem to be favouring.
Well, yeah, again, like, since you mentioned the speedling aggression, it's actually really good for this map because the surface area of the natural is so huge. If you've got decent enough micro, decent enough control, you can actually just run around banelings and just not be hit all day.
Indeed. So we're seeing Pad producing 4 lings, and there's his baneling nest. So it looks
Before
like he's
hatchery.
going. Absolutely. So he's going for a really early baneling aggression, whereas Richie is taking his expansion. So I
Richie
think
knows what's going on, though. Look at the spine crawler in the main.
he does. He
We're
knows
going to
exactly
see.
what's happening. He hasn't seen the expansion out of Pad, so he's guessing just like, wait a second, there's going to be some aggression.
Yeah, there just absolutely has to be. There's no way an expansion doesn't go down by 4 minutes without some sort of all-in coming down. I wouldn't be surprised to see Richie throw down an instant Baneling nest, but it looks like he's confident in defending with queens, a spine, and some lings of his own. I would love to see a Baneling nest, but again, I don't think it's going to be finished in time, so Richie's going to have to fight lings against Banelings, and it's going to be very, very tough.
Indeed, and here we go, lings moving out across the map. Speed is not even in production at the moment for Pad, but he may not need it. There we go, we're seeing banelings being morphed. That is a lot of banelings. 6 banelings and 1 spine crawler to protect Pad, to protect Richie. 4 more lings on the way and 8 more lings on the way for Pad. This is going to be really aggressive.
This is a very, very strange build because the lings are too far back. He's morphing banelings in. You know, Richie knows exactly what's coming. He knows some sort of baneling all-in is coming. Pad's confused. I think he forgot his lings, and that could be the downfall.
Oh no! Absolutely, we are seeing
Oh,
Pad,
no.
we're seeing Richie create a huge amount of lings to try and defend against this. If Pad gets a good baneling hit, however, this could all be over, but there's so many lings out for Richie right now. He knows exactly what's going on, and here's Pad's lings, but it's pretty much too late. He's moving in, he's out, but look at the split there from Richie. Look, baiting out a couple lings, and the advantage is so much in Richie's favour. Pad now throwing down his expansion. He's basically going to pin Richie in his base, try and catch out a large group of lings with these banelings, but here we go, there's the engagement. That was a fairly good kill, actually, getting quite a few units. And here we go, and that actually went very well for Pad. Pad is going for it. He's going to try and surround that spine crawler and get it killed off. Also try and get the queen. Spine crawler taking a lot of damage here. Queen also doing a fairly good job of defending itself. And the spine crawler goes down, trying to surround the queen and get that as well. Gets that too. And he's going to kill off. Oh, he missed the lings. He's just going to try and kill a couple drones before these things go down, seeing as they are all on extremely low health. But that actually went very well.
It went okay, but if you look at the production now, it looks like Pad is ahead by 2 drones, but of course Richie has got an extra queen, an extra lava burst, and a second hatchery. Well, Pad doesn't. He also has speed. It's very, very close. I don't think that quite worked as well as Pad wanted it to. He forgot those lings, so the timing was a little bit off. And now Richie's just going to be able to defend with some banelings and drone up major style right now. He's going to take a massive lead. And Pad's going to have to put on the aggression yet again.
Absolutely, he really needs to do a bit more damage. The engagement went a lot better than it could have gone for him, but now, if he goes for the second engagement, then he's in a really dangerous position. We have Richie with his banelings spread out perfectly to try and deal with this. If there's an attack at the ramp, then it won't get very far. And Pad is moving out with his lings, and the banelings are moving out towards the top of the ramp to make sure nothing gets it. Oh, this could go so badly. But he's going for the lings. The banelings moving in. A fairly good engagement there, weakens them. And I'm pretty sure all of Pad's lings just die?
No, some of them survived, but quite a lot of them died, to be perfectly honest. So again, a more favourable trade for Richie right now. 36 to 32. Pad's trying to drone so hard behind all of this, but Richie's going to have more gas. He's going to have better defense. His layer's going to be so much quicker. If he goes Spire now, I don't think Pad's going to have anything good to defend with.
I think you're right. We're seeing Pad with a couple more banelings for defense. Richie going for his third, feeling confident. His lair is just about to finish up, whereas Pad is only just going for these 2 evolution chambers for those upgrades and hasn't even started lair or his third base. Wait,
No,
hang on. Has he?
no, he's
Oh,
got
no.
a macro hatch going down in the main.
Ah, okay.
But Richie, as I kind of said, that he's just going straight for Mutalisks because he knows Pad can't have Infestors. He just can't afford Infestors. And as long as he can defend his third base, he is going to be in such a good position.
Indeed, it's gonna go not well. Free base economy Mutalisks will destroy Pad at this point, and even 2 and a bit base will be a bit too much for him.
Exactly, and of course, Pad is spending all his gas on Ling upgrades. That's very, very strange.
We may see Pad in that case going for another really aggressive attack.
Well, exactly. I mean, if you get +1 on your Banelings, it means that they definitely kill +1 Lings no matter what. If you get +1 armor, which we also see, it means that your Lings can survive a Baneling hit, which is absolutely massive in Ling Baneling wars. So maybe Pad's just going to wait for these upgrades to finish and go, but of course the Spire is going to be finished. Roach Warren coming down as well. Some brilliant timing here by Richie. I think he's going to be absolutely safe. I mean, these Mutalisks are just going to pick off Banelings, pick off drones, pick off queens, but Pad is moving in. Richie sees everything. This game's so on the wire right now.
I know, and Richie has spread out his Banelings to the back of his army to deal with this. 4 Mutas are on the way, plus any more. Does Richie actually have any Mutas out at the moment? No, he does not, so these will be his first 4, but his third base economy is already beginning to drone up. The Lings are now trying to take down the rocks, but here come the Banelings. He's going to try and get a good clump of Lings, but good dodge back there by Pad, being very aware of his positioning and managing to stop himself losing what would have basically been the game if those Banelings had hit.
Yeah, now the Mutalisks have been shown as well, so we're going to see Pad get some static defenses, probably some Spore Crawlers. We see them going down now, and I'm not sure what Pad can do to kind of fight back from map control. He's trying to just swing around, and that might be the best option. If these Lings get into the third, he might be able to just about even the game out, but we do see some more Banelings being positioned on the ramp. Banelings going in, Banelings hitting Banelings, but that upgrade is going to help so much. If these Banelings get into those drones...
Oh, it looks like they're going to do, but good splits there from Richie. Gets 2 drones. That is catastrophic. Mutas are now in Pad's third, and there's nothing he can do about it.
But +1 Lings fighting
so many roaches right now. Richie's Lings have returned to try and deal with it.
Oh my god, look how good those upgrades are!
Upgrade advantage. And he is just going to try and focus down everything right now. Moving into the main, he's going to get into the drone line and kill off everything right now. Roaches are out, but they've been surrounded against the hatchery. The queen is being attacked as well. Everything is dying for Richie right now. Good hold position from Richie with his drones. The third base of Pad has been killed off by these mutants, which are now coming back to help deal with this. More roaches in production for Richie, but he's not able to keep up economy-wise. His economy has been devastated. The upgrades may actually be sniped for Richie right now. And so good from Pad here, doing so much damage. Roaches are dying left, right, and center. And the mutants have now returned, and they will be able to kill off these Lings, but it's going to take a really long time. The hatchery is going to be sniped. It will go down. There we go, as well as the gas. The upgrades were not sniped. They were able to complete, but now Pad's going to go into the natural, and he may be able to snipe that as well. More Lings pouring in as reinforcements. They will be able to get this hatchery as well, and that is the lair. 12 more Lings in production for Pad. 26 supply from Richie. He has nothing left but these mutants. And at the same time, Pad is getting his pathogen glands for these infestors. He's going to be able to fungal those mutants if they go for a counterattack. The queen is now down. All the drones are pretty much dead. 20 more Lings in production for Pad. 5 infestors as well. And Richie's supply count is empty right now. All he has is the units he has out at the moment. And no drones. He has no drones at all, and not enough money to build any more. And GG from Richie.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy odd.
That was gutsy. Apparently. That's, again, Pad seems to be the master of comebacks. After that first game, in every game we're watching him, he seems to be behind, but he just seems to be... It doesn't seem Richie is good enough at really defending himself well enough. He's not cautious enough.
No, I'd have to agree with you. But when I mean, if I was in Richie's shoes there, I'm thinking I'm way ahead here. There's no way he can
Exactly.
defend mutas. You know, he can't win.
Well, he was right. He was right about there's no way he could defend Muta's bit, but the can't win bit. What's the point in having 20 Mutas if all your bases die to Lings?
Very true. I said Pad had to pull out a special build, and I'd call that a very special build. But we'll see what he does in Game 4. Just going to jump into some commercials and see you guys in just a few minutes. It seems like we're about to jump into Game 4. Both players kind of joking a little bit about who's going to be the first one to Temple. And right now, I wouldn't blame Richie.
I would completely agree. I would like to. I would be surprised to see either of these players Temple. I mean, Pad has been the master of comebacks, and his aggression hasn't been that effective. So if I was Richie, I wouldn't think Pad would be that aggressive, or at least I wouldn't think his aggression would do that much. At least his early game stuff.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, definitely. But if you think about the map Entombed, you know, horizontal is absolutely atrocious to play. Like, it's been taken out by most tournament maps. But right now we do have vertical spawns, which is nearly as close, and very, very deadly. So if you know, now's the game to do that kind of aggression, that 14-14, that Baneling bust, you know. Now's the time because the distances are just so close. You can get the Banelings there way before they have any idea it's coming. It's
Where is
very
Richie
close.
scouting? I would just like to ask, just quickly, where
I'm
is he
guessing
going?
he's stuck on map mode. I mean,
I think he is.
most-
He's on ladder mode.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you should know that horizontal spawns aren't in this game, but a little slight mistake there. It's not going to really hinder him as he's going to see Pad's Overlord coming from the south anyway with his second Overlord, so he's immediately going to know that he's there, and he should have known that anyway. Maybe he's just stuck thinking, you know, I'm playing ladder, so you know you have to scout everywhere.
Absolutely, just have to make sure that there's no proxies or anything. And there is Richie's expansion going down at the 15. So that was fairly early. And Pad is going for for spawning pool gas again.
Yeah, I mean, this opening is fairly safe. You can kind of optimize it a little bit. Basically, on bigger maps, what you do is you go spawning pool on 14 and then hatchery on 15. On smaller maps, you go spawning pool 14, gas 15, hatch 15. So you just got those Banelings just in case. And that's a very, very smart move by Pad there. Just playing it nice and safe. We've kind of seen this pattern out of him. He plays nice, safe builds or super aggressive when Richie plays greedy. Richie's playing extremely greedy. Basically, this 15 hatch on this map is almost suicidal, but I think he's got Pad's number now. I think he's got him. I think he's got him sussed.
I think you may be right. Richie is figuring it out. And if Pad wins this game, he does take the series. So this is definitely the game for Richie to be using his head. His spawning pool is just about to finish, so we will see those queens out as soon as possible. There is the first one on the way, and we'll see the second one in production when that natural expansion finishes. There it is in the production tab, and the Ling's out to help defend his natural from any really early aggression that Pad decides to throw out.
Exactly. Now Richie, because he's played so greedy, he needs to get that spine crawler down. He needs a couple of lings out just to make sure nothing crazy's coming. But he does scout the expansion. He does see the the third overlord moving out. He doesn't see any sort of lings gathered. So, you know, if he really wanted to, he could skip that spine crawler. But later on, it's going to hurt him more than help him, I think. And Richie just continuing to play greedy, droning up as much as possible. You do see him with a slight lead now.
Absolutely, he is a little bit ahead. His expansion has been up for longer. His spine crawler has finished up too, so he is in a fairly well-defended position. He does not have his Baneling Nest though, so taking a bit of a risk there, or at least taking a while to get it, whereas Pads is about halfway finished. And there we go, double gas coming down for Richie.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to catch up on this gas because basically all he's got to defend this wide open ramp where, by the way, your main ramp isn't really defended. You need to get the queens in there. As you can see, he's forced to build a second spine crawler because basically if Pad decides now's the time I want to make banelings at your front door, what can Richie really do?
Pretty much nothing, and Pad is dancing around with his lings at the moment, darting in, trying to get some scouting. He has seen Richie's on the way, Richie going into the third base, seeing if there's anything really early, and will be able to kill it if there is. And looks like we will see a link confrontation where Pad has easily the advantage, and he will deny pretty much all scouting from Richie. He will get in, see a spine crawler and the third, and that is about it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if I was Pad, Pad's got a little bit of an advantage here because if he places his units in this kind of area here and just keeps this area monitored, he can easily take and defend a third. While kind of Richie's got a more awkward position, his army has to be right out the way to defend his third rather than kind of sitting by his natural. So if I was in Pad's shoes, hopefully he recognizes this and decides to go kind of free base Roach Infestor and then just do small, contingencies of attacks onto Richie's thirds. But, that's just me. Maybe Pad's thinking a completely different way to me right now.
Maybe, and we have seen the second evolution chamber for Richie finished up. So he's going to be favouring this upgrade start, getting that range upgrade. So he will be moving into Roaches very shortly. And there is his second 2 gas on the way in his natural expansion. So definitely going for very heavy Roaches and possibly some Hydras thrown in there too.
Yeah, I really like this build from Richie. I just don't like it on this map.
I would agree.
It's a very, very good map.
No,
it's a very good map, but I feel he should have done this build on Daybreak or on, on Antigua where it's much larger, but kind of close spawns on Entombed where your third's really hard to hold. I really don't like this build from Richie on this map.
Pad's build is definitely more effective as he's much faster, much more maneuverable with his units, and he's able to dance around and defend his third, take his third fairly efficiently, whereas Richie, his army is a bit more slow and lumbering, so it's going to take him more time to defend, and there's more chance of stuff getting sniped, basically. Hence why he seems to have a lot of spine crawlers out to basically defend himself, where his army isn't really good for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these spine crawlers are great for defending this natural, but what do you do if you want to defend your third? What do you do if, Lings just run into your main? This map is just so hard to hold if you don't have that mobile army, as you've stated, if you don't have a lot of lings. And it looks like Pad's doing a very, very strange build. He's just going for those 1-1 upgrades. He might... Yeah, there we go. The Infestation Pit is going down, which means that he is going to go Ling Infestor into 3 bases, into 4 bases, into Ultralisks. And Richie's going to go for that pure kind of Roach composition. The awkward part of this build is coming up very soon. At 11 or 12 minutes, when Richie's ready to attack... it's going to be very, very hard for Pad to hold with just Lings and Infestors. Basically, it all comes down to Fungals. If he doesn't get those Fungals, Richie wins. If he does get those Fungals and allows Pad to get up to that Ultralist tech, I think Pad wins this game very, very easily from there.
The thing is, right now, Pad has an awful lot of lings, and he's gathered them all up. His +1 attack has finished, and his +1 defense will finish up very soon. He may actually dodge all. He's going to dodge all of the overlords until right when he's outside his opponent's space. No, he is dancing back, and he will move into slight range. I think he did actually miss that overall, but only just. If he goes in now, he's going to do so much damage. Level 2-2 upgrades are on the way for Richie, though, so those roaches are going to be very effective at dealing with these lings. But if the lings can get this around, they're going to take quite a lot of them with them. And Pad is taking what I would think is a bit too much time waiting for his +1 defense. More lings streaming across the map. They have now been spotted by that overlord, and Richie's going to be wondering where are those lings going, hence why his roaches are now positioned outside the ramp to the third to try and defend this. But if Pad goes in, as you've said before, if Pad goes into the natural or the main, then there's nothing Richie can do about it.
Exactly, and I think with these lings and these upgrades, he might just be able to just outright kill these roaches. We'll soon find out.
He's moving through, and there's the surround, getting quite a lot of them. There is only a single spine crawler there. Roach is doing a fairly good job of keeping themselves alive. More lings streaming in from the back. Roach reinforcements coming in from the lateral expansion. Roaches are dying left, right, and center. Queen doing a good job. Good transfuses from the Queen, keeping the roaches alive. But there's so many lings here. The upgrade count is about to move in favor of Richie, though. The +2 attack is about to finish, and that's going to help him pretty much one-shot these lings, doing so much damage. But there's not enough roaches left. 12 more roaches in production, though. So it looks like Richie will be able to hold this, but that's a lot of damage done from Pad. He's going to be able to get a couple more roaches before this is over. And oh, bit of lag there. And possibly get a few drones as well. He's going to be able to kill all the roaches coming out of this third. And here come quite a few roaches now. And this attack will be cleaned up and chased out. 44 lings in production for Pad. He's not giving up. He's going for it still. Infestors moving their way across the map to do damage, but there's no units with them. Moving away. Good fungal on some of those roaches. They're having to retreat now. They have no reinforcements. Those lings need to get there fast. And Pad is going to regroup by the Zelnaga Watchtower, wait for his lings to arrive. His +2 attack is about to finish up. +2 defense is about to finish up for Richie, but it's only just started for Pad. Pad is behind in the upgrades and in supply at the moment. But in behind this, his third base is almost complete. Sorry, it is complete and is beginning to drone it up. And here we go, lings slowly moving forward. Infestors with them. Infested Terrans going down under the massive Overlord farm, which is not going to be good if he is able to snipe a few of those. And here we go, moving in, good fungal on the roaches. Lings getting involved. Fungals going down all over the place. Chain Fungals getting so much damage done to the roaches, but the upgrade count is so far in favor of Richie. He's able to chase back these lings, more reinforcing lings coming in, and the Infestors have to get out of there too sweet. Lings have been decimated right now, and the infested Terrans are basically just being picked off right now. Lings being pulled back from Pad, basically getting into an easily defendable position. More lings on the way, a couple banelings for safety, because Richie is going on the counter-attack. He's got a couple Hydras mixed in with that force, and he's gonna move in right now. Does Pad have enough to defend this? If he gets good fungals, he's gonna be able to destroy this, and Pad has lost some overlords somewhere. I'm not sure where, I'm guessing from these Hydras, and that's not gonna help him at all. Couple lings moving in, getting a good surround on the roaches. Banelings moving in, annihilating those Hydras and destroying a huge clump of those roaches. This is easily going to make Pad able to defend this. More roach reinforcements coming in. Infested Terrans going down. Lings destroying roaches right now. And Pad producing 34 more lings, which will easily clear this up. Roaches are going to be able to get a couple of infestors though. Good fungal there. But the lings are now moving in. A couple infested did go down to a stray roach that managed to escape the initial fungals. But there we go, Pad able to defend that with very little economic damage done to it.
Yeah, exactly. Pad doing such a good job, but I feel like he's got tunnel vision. He thought he could win at that third. You know, his fourth's now delayed, and if he's going for that Ultralist tech, he needs that fourth. His drone count isn't where it should be, considering the game. He lost way too many lings, and I think Richie might, if he gets his fourth established, he can just push and win, because the infestor count's getting low, the ling count's getting low, the upgrades on these roaches are fairly good. Infestors don't have fungal energy, they're forced to lay infested Terran, and these roaches are just now clearing up. Pad's in a very, very tough position. It's going to come right down to the last second here. And just as I said that, these infestors are going to pop, and they are going to be the key to surviving this attack. But the roaches are moving in. They're going to pick off drones. They're going to stop this gas, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Absolutely, lings moving in, good fungals, getting groups of roaches, lings pouring in, banelings also pouring in. They will decimate this army. Roach is so good though, so much health, but the roaches are still alive actually, and they've spread themselves out quite well, making fungals fairly useless. More reinforcing roaches coming in, and GG from Pad.
Yeah, I think I've got a pretty good idea of where this game went wrong. Basically, Pad lost too many infestors and he wasted too many fungals. So that kind of those mid-game attacks, which I said, which could kill Pad straight outright, did kill him straight outright. He kind of got a little bit tunnel visiony, you know. His drones was when he was killing that third, attacking those roaches, he should have been taking a fourth and droning up as hard as possible and spending lava on drones and infestors rather than lings, because he, you know, as Richie pushed that attack back, he made 44 lings, which could have been 22 drones, or, you know, 20 drones and 2 infestors, etc., etc. And then there was no spine crawlers to help either. It was just a bit of a shambles there by Pad, I think.
I would agree, but we will see if he can bring it back in the last game. But until then, we're going to head into a quick advertisement break, and when we come back, it is time for what will be the final game of this best of 5 series.
Something to light up my morning. I just want something to light up my day. I just want something to light up my morning. I just want something. You're all my friends. 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 You're all my friends.
Everywhere, A-listed. To get it right, I know it's all about timing. I reinvent, I'm like a brand new signing. I talk about the little ladder we are climbing. Music ain't a thing because I know I put the time in. If it's an issue and you're gonna need tissue because your eyeballs are watering, you can stop whining, whinging, change what you're thinking. I move forward, put in the pen to the pin because I'm a new boy. I'm never putting an act on, I've done this thing since Shattered Saxon. And I'm still a fan of Michael Jackson, but now I wanna see numbers in action. 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 I wanna see dollars, I wanna see pounds. Dollars, I wanna see pounds. I wanna see dollars, I wanna see pounds. Full circle, like a merry-go-round. I wanna see dollars, I wanna see pounds. Dollars, I wanna see pounds. I wanna see dollars, I wanna see pounds. Full circle, like a merry-go-round. I'm never putting an act on, I've done this thing since Shattered Saxon. And I'm still a fan of Michael Jackson, but now I wanna see numbers in action. I wanna see numbers in action. I wanna see numbers in action. I wanna see numbers in action.
I hate to cut that song short, but we've got some StarCraft to cast, Chris.
Yes, we absolutely do. The map is loading in right now. It is the WCS Ohana, and the game has begun. Do you want to do the intros, as this will be the last game of the day?
I would absolutely love to. In the bottom right hand corner, just tying up that series there, we do have Richie playing for Team Fluid as the Red Zerg. And in the top left hand side of Ohana, which by the way means family, I think it's been rumoured to mean family, we do have the yeah, probably. We do have the green Zerg known as Carnage Pad. And Pad is actually quite happy it went to a 5th game, apparently.
And so are we, and so hopefully are the viewers. And they get to see who will come out on top here. And Richie doesn't see... Oh, Richie forgot to go Protoss. He was saying that he would go at least one of these games as Protoss. But it doesn't matter now. We are just going to see how well he plays as his Zerg. So this is going to be very, very interesting. I cannot wait to see what these players pull out. And I'm very disappointed we didn't get to see those roaches.
Yeah, very, very disappointed indeed. A PVZ right now would probably break up this this mood of ZVZ, you know, crazy builds. But if you're going to do a crazy build, Ohana is probably the map to do it. It's very small. You know, the third's fairly easily assaultable if you don't break down those rocks. So, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do a crazy build, I think Ohana's the map to do it on.
I would agree. It's really interesting in the way that it is set out. So The third base is definitely one of the most interesting, as well as the fourth base. The third base can basically be used as an assaulting platform into your natural, or you can just go up the natural ramp, which is you will see people if they just basically miss the ramp. You'll see engagements taken on the third ramp, which is usually where it will be won in some cases.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, if you establish a third safely, basically in ZVZ, if you establish it safely, and you've got the right map control, because of the way the map is laid out, as you mentioned, it's very, very easy to see attacks coming. So if you can get that early third and you can just get the right amount of banelings, the right amount of lings, you are way ahead.
Indeed, we are still waiting for Pad to get back into the game. So, what do you think of these series so far?
It's been a bit weird. It's been some of it was really predictable, and some of it really wasn't. Of course, I'm talking about basically the free games where it's kind of go, okay, he's going to go mutas, and he's going to get third base, and he's going to attack, and then blah 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 blah. But the game where Pad decides to 14-14 Baneling into a crazy +1/+1 Ling Bane all in kind of thing was completely unpredictable, completely random, but very, very good.
Absolutely, and apparently Pad may well be getting his shopping in, so we may have to move to an advert break quickly and basically just cut any music short before when the game starts again.
Yeah, okay, I 100% agree with you guys, so we're just going to jump into a quick advert break, and we'll see you very soon as Pad has got his shopping in the house, because that's very important. He obviously needs to sustain himself or else he can't play StarCraft.
I wanna see numbers in action. You're all my fans, 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 you're all
And we are just about to jump back into the game. It seems people are a little bit confused.
Looks like we are just about to unpause. And oh, we're just waiting for the countdown. We missed it the first time. And we are off. We're back in the game.
There we go.
And not much has happened.
No, I mean, during that 2 minutes, no player has cheated or unpaused the game or anything like that. So we're exactly where we should be.
No one's desynced.
Okay, so it looks like Richie's playing mind games because he doesn't want Pad to see his opening, but he's doing the same thing he's done for the past 4 games. So a little bit of mind games there from Richie, I think.
Indeed, that's a sneaky strategy. Very good.
Now Pad must be panicking, thinking, "Oh my God, he's doing something crazy. We're gonna have to play defensive. Might have to scout." But it looks like he is gonna go down. Make that again, that 14 pull, that 15 expansion, and on the map like Ohana, you can get away with gassing after the expansion, because even though Ohana is a 2-player map, it is still quite large.
Indeed, and the big question that's going to be on Pad's mind right now is how much was his supply when he made his pool, due to the little mind games Richie's played, and the answer is 14. So it's fairly normal, but Pad's mind's going to be racing with, oh my God, what if he's done a 10 pool or something similar?
Exactly. I mean, if I was Pad right now after Richie saying like I don't want him to see my opening, I'd be worried.
So would I, but both players still going for very simple. Pad getting out his first queen, and the expansion of Richie is just about to finish up, and he's also getting out his first queen, tiny bit behind Pad in that matter, but his expansion finishes up a little bit earlier. So, and he's getting 2 queens way before Pad is going to get his 2 queens out, due to his expansion being a bit slower. So both players going for a similar build, just at different times.
Yeah, this is pretty much, the exact same build we've seen, 3 out of the 4 games so far, other than that crazy all-in by Pad. And it's pretty standard CVZ. I mean, if you feel comfortable being greedy, you go for that 15 hatch. If you want to just be that little bit safer against any sort of early pulls, you go for that 14 pull. If it's a small map, you gas before you expand. If it's a large map, you expand before you gas. I mean, it's pretty much abusing the metagame right now. I mean, before, there was not a chance you'd ever go 15 hatch in ZVZ. Never. It'd be absolute suicide. But now the maps have got bigger, people have got a little bit more comfortable. 15 hatching is just the thing you do.
Indeed, people seem much more comfortable in the current metagame. It's shifting. And once Hox comes out, it's going to shift again, and it's going to be confusing, and we're going to love it! And the Baneling nest of Pad is about halfway finished.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks like Richie is going for that really, really fast +1. He's still collecting gas. No, sorry, he's not. He's not collecting gas. There we go. The gas is coming now. So it looks like he is going to go for a +1 roach timing without speed, judging by the gas timings. But I may be a little bit wrong here. He might have lined that up just ever so perfectly.
We will soon find out. Second Evolution Chamber is about to finish up for him, whereas the roach run of Pad has only just started. Lings will get into the mineral line of Pad, but Pad has 2 lings here to Richie's 1 and is able to clear that up very easily.
Yeah, but the important information Richie did get was, of course, that the roach worm was coming down, and there was a spine crawler. There was no gas at the natural. So, Richie's probably got a good idea what's going on. He knows that, Pad's going to play defensive roaches and maybe take a very quick third, judging by the no gas at the natural. And Richie's just droning up, now getting his third gas, because you do need free gas for roach production. And it looks like he's just going to go for +1 and a speed timing for these roaches. And this is going to be very, very strong.
Absolutely. Plus, his lair is a bit ahead of Pad's as well, so he is going to be a bit ahead in those upgrades. Pad's roach rod has finished up, and we will see him pumping out roaches very shortly. And he is a tiny bit ahead in the supply count at the moment, and is droning up like a madman.
Yeah, exactly. And Pad just did get into that base, see the roach rod, the double evos, and the 4 gas, and the layer. So Pad should know exactly what is going on, what is happening, and he should put down maybe 1 or 2 spine crawlers, because these upgrades are going to be way faster than his, and just hold comfortably with some roaches and some spines, I think.
Indeed, not throwing down any yet, and Richie's doing a good job of keeping his money low. Pad also doing a good job keeping them mostly below 200 supply for the majority of the game so far. And here come the first roaches of the games out of both players right now.
Yeah, but if you look at the production tab right now, Richie is going to have +1/+1 speed and a roach advantage. So, yeah, if Pad doesn't start putting down some spine crawlers and producing roaches, this push is going to be absolutely devastating.
Absolutely, and Pad is putting down a Hydralisk Den, being so brave, and a third base, taking a huge risk right now. He
really
knows
don't
what his
like
opponent's
this.
doing. I agree, I think he may just die here.
Yeah, that third base is going to be very, very hard to hold, especially because, you're going to be fighting slow roaches against speed roaches, and that's going to make all the difference. The Hydralisk is going to eat all of your gas and production. You're just not going to have enough roaches. He needs to start putting down spines. He needs to cancel that third. I just don't think he can hold it right now.
I would agree, and Richie has started his +2 as well. His speed is very close to finishing, and he's charging up at the moment. He's just going to go straight for it, and there's nothing Pad can do about it.
No, he doesn't have speed. The upgrades are in favour of Richie right now, and this third's a mistake. That's all I can
It's going
say.
to be cancelled. Now the rocks are down. He's not in a good position to defend either. Pad does seem to have a small advantage in the numbers of roaches, and his +1 attack is about to finish up, and the third's gonna be focused down, doesn't get the cancel, but these roaches will be picked off by Pad, so the gas is sacrificed there, but Richie does manage to get a fair amount of them out. And somehow supply box Pad, when did that happen?
I have no idea. Maybe an Overlord floated itself into the main to see what was going on. Richie made a massive mistake there. He wanted this third down so badly that he sacrificed half his roaches, and he doesn't have the production right now because he was making drones. He just has enough roaches to hold off this attack, I believe. And yeah, the third base is coming down now for Pad. The third is already established. Good concave here from Richie. The upgrades are going to play the part, but Pad has equalized it on the way down. But he doesn't have speed. That is going to make all the
He's
difference.
going to have
These
to
roaches
engage
are
here. He's not going to be able to
destroyed.
escape. Rota's just chasing him down. He used to turn around and fight, really, take out as many as he can. He's not going to be able to make it home economically. But there we go, just losing a lot of roaches. He will get a couple of them home, but I'm not happy with that decision.
No, I mean, I think you have to stay and fight and just do as much damage as you can. I mean, he managed to save 6 or 7 roaches there, but it's just not enough. And now Richie, with his superior upgrades, his superior roach count, and with speed, can now just take this third and probably just win the game from here. I mean, as soon as this third goes down, Pad has 0 production, not very good income. He may have the army advantage. Rich doing such a good job here, targeting upgrades as well. That's very, very clever.
Absolutely, and Rich attacking from both sides right now, splitting up the army. These Hydras are going to be decimated right now. And here we go. Pad does have them bits around it, but there's so many roaches here for Richie. He's just attacking from every angle right now. He's luring the units out of the base, and then he attacks up the main ramp. And then when they're at the main ramp, he attacks up the third ramp. And here we go, just dancing back and forward, dancing in, dancing out. And he's moving in with the roaches at the third ramp, moving back, moving in with the roaches at the main ramp. And he's going in with both right now. He's going for the final engagement. These Hydras are doing a really good job, though, doing so much damage. And it looks like the Pad may be able to hold this, but once again, he still wasn't able to get his third base up, so he is still behind.
Exactly, Chris. I mean, he held very well, but his gas is going into Hydralisk, and if he doesn't have that roach wall, I mean, he's struggling for money right now, and he needs that roach wall so the Hydras do damage. Right now, he does have the superior army composition. May I speak again? It looks like Rich has gone Hydralisk behind us as well.
When did this happen?
With better upgrades, I don't know, but he should establish his fourth and just play defensive and win. He's burrowed. He's going to catch Pad's army completely out of position.
There's no overseer, and Pad's just going in. He's borrowed, so
this
he's
is
going to be able to
gross.
regenerate all his health. He's moving a couple roaches forward. He's going to try and bait him in. He's baiting him in, and here we go. There we go. Patches out quite a few roaches, and now he's moving in. Rich, he knows that was the crushing blow, and he's moving forward. His Hydra is doing so much damage. The army of Pad evaporates in a cloud of acid, and GG.
an epic end there. I think Rich was kind of toying with him for just a little bit there towards the end, just kind of going, look, you're stepped onto a trap and my army is going to destroy you. As soon as he got that third base cancelled the first time and defended Pad's counterattack, he was in a very, very dominant position there.
Absolutely. That was an amazing series there. Props to Richie for winning. Props to Pad for the 2 games that he was able to bring out. They were all incredible games. And there were times in that game where I honestly thought Pad could take it. But we saw there, Richie so good at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Very well played there by Fluid Richie. And don't take anything away from Carnage Pad, representing his team very well, taking 2 games off Richie, one very, very macro heavy and one very clever game as well. Brilliant play by both sides there. I'm sure their teams are very, very proud of them, but of course the victor goes the spoils. Fluid Richie, very well played there.
Absolutely, he has won the special Fast Expand prize of a massive of our special edition box of nothing but glory.
Yeah, no other tournament offers you nothing, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure there's actually quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But very well done to our 2 teams today. A bigger well done to our 2 players today. And yeah, I think that just about concludes Fast Expand episode 13. 14 again coming up next week, same time, same place, Wednesday 8 p.m. this stream. Don't miss it, guys. Chris, any closing words before we close this episode up?
I have none at the moment. Just thank you all for watching, and keep your eyes on the UK scene. There's a lot going on at the moment. There's the new tournament, the UK StarCraft League, which myself and Colin will be casting in, which will be very exciting. There's a lot of exciting games lined up there. Please follow me on Twitter at EvilGuy13Gaming, and now listen to Colin as he pimps his stuff.
I don't really have much stuff to pimp this week, to be honest. Yeah, follow me on Twitter at SCButterMeUp, of course. Follow the show on Twitter at Fast Expand. We've just got the brand new Fast Expand YouTube, so make sure you sign up to that. It's, of course, youtube.com/FastExpandTV. Fast Expand Facebook /Fast Expand is all on your stream right now, so guys, get clicking. I think I forgot a shout out to Definitive Esports last week. They are kind of in talks at the moment, but they're very good friends of ours. They're going to be pimping a lot of stuff for us, so that's very cool of them. And I think that's just about it, guys. So yeah, check me out on Twitter, check the show out, of course. And my co-caster today, Chris, at Chris EvilGuy13 Gaming on Twitter. His YouTube is exactly the same, I believe. He's going to correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, you're right there.
Brilliant. So yeah, guys, again, Fast Expand episode 13 is coming to a close. Thank you very much, guys. See you same time, same place next week. And I'm just going to make sure I haven't forgot anything. And yeah, thank you very much, guys. Catch you later.